What's up, squad? Tony, Spent Brass Off-Road. Just came back from picking up the camper from Tiny Camper Company up there in Claremont, Florida. Doing some last minute modifications. The countdown is on. We are leaving this Friday, heading for Dead Horse, Alaska, where we will meet the Arctic Ocean. We are going to make a quick stop in for this weekend's camping trip with Inca 4x4 and see Lewis and the gang up there in Georgia. And then I'm going to push out to Moab for another event, and then we're going to come back. We're going to have to double back and go to North Carolina for the next event at EcoX, and then head west again for Flagstaff for the Overland Expo. And then we'll be at the Pacific Northwest Expo in Oregon, and from there we'll keep pushing through Canada into Alaska. Let's go over a couple things. We did our last video, we did a last minute checks of equipment on the Jeep. Glad we did. Found out the drive shaft on the front from the transfer case to the front axle was on its last leg. Started clicking, making a bunch of noise. Ordered one, it'll be in tomorrow from Revolution. And then we are also changing the back springs. So we have new springs back there now. They're just not holding up to what I would expect from the brand. So we found some ARBs that are supposed to be the heaviest of the heavy for this unit. We'll be the judge of that. And then we'll push out Friday. But let's go over a couple things that we just changed on the Tiny Camper in preparation for this trip. I know, we're gonna tell them all about it. All right, starting at the front of the trailer, we have swapped out the tongue jack to this new ARC Black Series jack. Everything we've gotten from ARC thus far has just been phenomenal. We're currently running their articulating hitch, which has just done us right the entire time. When I got to Tiny Camper, obviously the front jack was down, went to push it out. You don't hear any rattles, you don't hear anything. It pushes smooth. They advertise it as throwing a winch strap around it and pulling it through the mud, as if you got stuck on the trail. You could disconnect and recover it via your tongue jack. It is super heavy duty. Obviously the downside is with heavy duty generally comes weight. If you're not worried about the weight, I highly advise getting one. Awesome buy. We're also using ARC products in the back. We're using their 30-inch jack legs for the stabilizers. They are able to be run down with impacts and literally jack the trailer off the ground in a pinch. Additionally, what we changed out today were the swing arms on the Timbren. We're still running Timbren 3500 axles, but with the longer swing arms, we are able to get rid of the wheel spacers and give a little bit more height and articulation. We also beefed up the support for the Timbren, so we shouldn't have any issues taking this down any trail. So as I mentioned, we took the Jeep out in the previous video to the prairie, did some last minute checks, and found some bad driveline components, and are going to swap out the springs in the back. I know we're on a little bit of a tilt right here, but it's still sagging more than it should. Hopefully these ARB springs come through in a clinch. Additionally, we mounted the Starlink to the roof, and that should keep me working through this whole adventure and keep me in contact with the world no matter where I'm at. So we're going to add in our fender wells now that everything's been wired. Other than that, I think we are just about ready to push out Friday. We'll do a quick loadout and we'll do a quick video on that. And